Everyone, it's Michelle Caruana, creator of the Marketing Junkie podcast. And in this quick tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up a welcome email that delivers your lead magnet, and then also a welcome sequence for new subscribers using Kajabi and Active Campaign. Now, even if you don't use these two tools, this tutorial will be really helpful for you because the steps are very similar across similar tools. Now, if you find this video helpful and you want to see more quick tutorials, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I put out a new video every single week. And if you want to learn more about my strategy behind the welcome sequence and how it can move new subscribers closer to a sale and more of the tactics that I found success in, go listen to my podcast episode. I'm going to link to it in the video description, and it's going to put the strategy again behind this tutorial. All right, without further ado, let's get started. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do when I'm setting up a welcome sequence in Active Campaign is I'm going to first create a tag so that on my website, I'm able to tag new subscribers so that Active Campaign knows which automation to send them into, aka my welcome sequence. So I went into contacts and then manage tags, and you can just type in your tag right here. So I'm just going to write test, add tag. It's just helpful to have it already be there. And sometimes I will just go ahead, let's just pretend this is the tag that I want. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste it so that I have it when I go over to my website or Kajabi. So this might look a little bit different depending on what website provider you use, but this is how it works in Kajabi. So this is my lead magnet. This is my opt-in page. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to show you what this looks like, what the analytics looks like real quick. So right now it's converting at 24%, which is really good because I'm sending all cold traffic to it. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit customize. And this is going to bring me to the actual page builder and where I can actually make sure that people opting into this opt-in page are getting tagged correctly. So in Kajabi, this little thing here is called a form. So I'm going to go ahead and hit edit forms. And then it's going to bring me to all of my different forms. So if I don't have one created for this specific opt-in yet, I would go ahead and hit create new form, this blue button on the upper right-hand corner. But I actually already have one for this opt-in. So I'm just going to go ahead and edit and show you where you input the tag. So as you can see, I titled it business bundle because that's what my opt-in is called. I'm collecting name and email. So these are the fields that are being passed over to Active Campaign. And now I'm going to let Kajabi know that yes, I want to send this contact, this person that's opting in, to a third-party email provider, which is Active Campaign. I've already set up the integration on the integrations page here. Now, first, I put in my list ID. Now, if you don't know where to find your list ID, just go under lists in Active Campaign, and it's going to say list ID equals in the hyperlink of the actual link. So that's how I find my list ID. And then this is where you put your tag. So I would just copy paste my test tag or my business bundle tag, whatever the case is. For this particular email sequence, it's downloaded free playbook. That is the tag that I already have set up in Active Campaign. So I'm just going to go ahead and search it. So let's see if I can find it. All right, downloaded free playbook. So I've had just under 5,900 people actually get tagged with this, and I have 2 email automations set up for this. So that's what it looks like in Kajabi. I'm just going to go ahead and hit save. I want to make sure I'm using my thank you page, things like that. But this right here is how you make sure you're tagging them correctly in Active Campaign. I would then hit save. Now I'm going to go into Active Campaign and I'm going to show you how to set up a new automation, aka a welcome sequence. So first I'm going to hit automations. Now this is very similar across all email service providers. It will be called automations or sequences or something like that. Now in the upper right hand corner, I'm going to go ahead and hit create an automation. And I like to start from scratch. So this is where I'm actually going to let Active Campaign know, okay, anybody that has a specific tag, I want to send them a welcome sequence, or I want to send them this automation. So instead of subscribes to a list or anything like that, I'm actually going to navigate to tag is added. So this is telling Active Campaign, okay, anytime this downloaded free playbook tag is added, this is when I want the automation to run. And I'm going to hit add start. Now, don't forget, this isn't going to be actually active until I hit active. So anybody that's currently opting in isn't going to get this test sequence. You don't have to worry about that. If you're just playing around, it's not going to be active until you hit the active button in the upper right-hand corner. So, okay, what do I want the automation to be? Do I want to send an email? Yes. I want to send these new subscribers a welcome email. So I'm going to create an email to get started. Let's just say welcome one. Create. And now it's going to actually give me the ability to set up the actual content of the email. So I'm going to kind of breeze through this. I'm going to go ahead and select past campaign. I'm just going to send them, let's just say, I'm going to send them this. Now, if you want to start from scratch, you can hit start from scratch, but I'm just going to, for the sake of time and for the sake of demonstration purposes, I'm just going to fill this out really quickly and say test. But this is where you get a chance to set up all of your email content, your subject line, things like that. Put all of those other email marketing strategies into place. So now this is where you want to deliver that lead magnet. Whatever people opted in for, whether it's a free PDF or a link to a training or whatever the case may be, this is where you want to deliver your promise. So I would just kind of delete this and actually put in the content for my welcome sequence. Then I'm going to hit next. So it's going to save all of my email content, everything I typed in. Now, I would obviously make sure that I had the correct subject line, the correct pre-header, I have the correct from address. Just going to make sure everything looks good. It passed the spam check. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit finish. And this is what's going to actually let ActiveCampaign know that, okay, this email is done. I'm ready to move on. Now, if I was done and I just wanted to do one welcome email sequence, I'm just going to hit save to make sure it's saved. Then I would just go ahead and switch this automation on. I would hit active. But if you want to set up an email sequence, what you're going to do is hit this plus button. Then under conditions and workflow, you're going to say wait. So because I didn't have any conditions or workflow or any wait period here, this email sequence, this email rather, is going to get delivered immediately when that tag is added. Now, I don't want them to get my entire email sequences at once, so I'm going to tell ActiveCampaign, okay, wait for a specified period of time after this subscriber receives this email to send the next step of the automation. So let's say I'm going to wait 1 day. So I'm going to wait 24 hours after sending this initial email. Then I'm going to go ahead and do sending options, send another email. So this is essentially email 2. Now you don't want to edit this because it's going to edit your welcome email. You want to create a new email. So again, just for sake of time, we're just going to do welcome 2. I'm just demonstrating the mechanics of this. I'm not getting into email marketing strategy or anything like that. So now you have email 1 getting sent immediately and number 2 email getting sent the next day. Now I'm just going to write save or hit save and exit again, just for the sake of time. Now, let's say you repeated these steps multiple times and you're comfortable with your email sequence and you're like, okay, this is a perfect onboarding sequence for my new clients. You can end the automation or you can send people, you can do what I do and you can send people to a new automation. So let's say they're done, they received the last email. You can do conditions and workflow, end this automation, end another automation, start an automation. So something that I like to do when, for example, let's say somebody buys my initial offer. Let's say in email 2, I'm offering my Facebook ads course or something, and somebody decides to purchase. Well, I don't want them to keep getting my onboarding sequence. I want them to get my new customer sequence. So in that case, you can end this automation when somebody purchases or something like that. Or you can just do end this automation or start another automation. So if you don't select something here, it's just going to automatically end the automation. But I like to give some sort of next step. So I like to integrate people into my main email list or something like that, or even tag them letting me know, okay, this person already went through my welcome sequence. But that's all you have to do. And again, make sure you hit active so your new automation actually sends, and you can go ahead and name it here. I'm just going to name this test automation. But that is all you have to do in order to get your welcome email sequence set up with Kajabi and ActiveCampaign.